From the earliest days of human history, we have been drawn to the mysteries that surround us. There is a quiet thrill in the unknown, a gentle curiosity that awakens when we encounter puzzles, unexplained events, and phenomena that challenge our understanding of the world. This fascination is universal, spanning cultures and generations, as humanity seeks to make sense of the incomprehensible. Some mysteries emerge from history itself. Ancient structures, lost civilizations, and artifacts whose purpose remains elusive. Others lie in the natural world or in the vast expanse of the cosmos, reminding us of our smallness yet inviting wonder. Our journey through these mysteries will not be a race to answers, but a meditation on curiosity, awe, and reflection. We will explore the places where human ingenuity meets the unknown, monuments that defy explanation, artifacts that puzzle experts, and celestial alignments that hint at a deeper understanding of the universe. Along the way, we will consider patterns in human thought, recurring symbols, and the enigma of consciousness itself. By the end of this exploration, the mysteries will remain unresolved, yet their beauty and intrigue will leave a lasting impression. We're drawn not only to the facts, but to the questions themselves, the spaces between what we know and what we do not. In this calm, immersive reflection, we will allow ourselves to drift gently through history, marvel at human creativity, and contemplate the enduring enigmas that have fascinated humanity for millennia. Across time and space, civilizations have risen, flourished, and vanished, leaving behind fragments of knowledge and echoes of remarkable achievements. Some of these societies are well documented, while others remain shrouded in mystery, known only through ruins, artifacts, or fleeting mentions in ancient texts. They challenge our understanding of human history and invite us to imagine worlds far different from our own. The Indus Valley Civilization, for example, exhibited advanced urban planning, complex drainage systems, and trade networks that suggest remarkable sophistication. Yet, much of their script remains undeciphered, leaving us with tantalizing hints of their culture and knowledge. Similarly, the Minoans of Crete created palaces with intricate designs and artistic achievements that speak to a civilization attuned to beauty, order, and ritual, yet their written records offer only glimpses into their world. Other societies, like the Olmecs or the builders of Göbekli Tepe, left monumental works without leaving complete explanations for their purpose or methods. These civilizations hint at lost knowledge, techniques, and insights that may never be fully understood. By examining their achievements, we begin to perceive patterns of ingenuity and curiosity that transcend geography and time. In exploring lost civilizations, we confront the limits of historical knowledge and the impermanence of human achievement. We are reminded that while time may erode structures and records, the mysteries they leave behind continue to spark imagination and reflection. These echoes of the past guide us gently into the deeper enigmas of monuments, artifacts, and the human mind, setting the stage for our journey into the unknown. Across the vast landscapes of our planet, humanity has left behind monuments that seem to defy both time and reason. These are not merely structures of stone or brick. They are echoes of ambition, vision, and skill that surpass what many would consider possible for the era in which they were built. Standing before them, one cannot help but feel a mixture of awe and quiet bewilderment, a gentle awareness that human ingenuity has always walked hand in hand with mystery. Whether it is the towering pyramids of Giza, the enigmatic Stonehenge, or the precision-aligned ruins of Puma Punku, each monument carries within it questions that linger long after the initial marvel has passed. Consider the Great Pyramid of Giza, built more than 4,000 years ago, standing as the tallest man-made structure on Earth for millennia. Its sheer scale and precision are breathtaking. The alignment to the cardinal points, the exactness of the stone cuts, and the transportation of massive limestone blocks, all without the benefit of modern machinery, invite a sense of quiet contemplation. Scholars have proposed ingenious methods to explain its construction, yet none can fully capture the seamless mastery evident in every stone. Standing at its base, one feels the convergence of human ambition and the unknown, the delicate balance between what we understand and what continues to elude explanation. The pyramid is a bridge across time, a tangible connection between the present and a distant, silent past. Thousands of miles away, Stonehenge rises from the English plains, a ring of megaliths whose purpose continues to intrigue and mystify. Aligned with the solstices, this ancient circle of stones suggests a sophisticated understanding of astronomy and seasonal cycles. Yet, the methods by which these massive stones were transported, shaped, and raised remain a mystery, inviting both awe and speculation. As the sun rises on the longest day of the year, casting long shadows across the standing stones, one can almost feel the pulse of ancient rituals and ceremonies that might have taken place here. Stonehenge is not merely a structure. It is a testament to the human desire to understand the cosmos and mark our place within it, even if the precise meaning has been lost to time. In the highlands of South America, the ruins of Puma Punku in Bolivia present an even more confounding puzzle. Gigantic stones, cut with precision, interlock with remarkable accuracy. Some blocks weigh several tons, yet they are arranged with such exactness that even modern tools struggle to replicate the joints and angles. How these stones were moved, carved, and positioned remains an enigma. The scale of ambition is matched only by the sophistication of craftsmanship, suggesting a civilization with advanced engineering knowledge that may have been lost over time. As one traces the lines of these stones, it becomes clear that each block was not merely functional, but intentionally designed with an eye for harmony, proportion, and perhaps even hidden meaning. Even smaller monuments, when examined closely, reveal a level of understanding that belies their age. The Moai of Easter Island, colossal statues staring silently across the Pacific, are carved with remarkable precision and transported across rugged terrain. Each statue, seemingly frozen in contemplation, raises questions about the society that produced them. How did they move such massive sculptures? What did they signify? And why were they built with such dedication in a remote corner of the world? In their quiet presence, the Moai evoke the human desire to reach beyond the ordinary, to leave a mark that resonates far beyond a single lifetime. What binds these monuments together is not only their physical grandeur, but also the mystery that surrounds their creation. Each structure invites reflection on the interplay between human capability and the unknown. How much knowledge was required to design, plan, and execute these feats? Were there techniques, now lost, that allowed these civilizations to achieve what today seems impossible? And perhaps most intriguingly, what motivated such extraordinary effort? In the stillness of these sites, one can sense that their builders were driven by more than utility. They were reaching for meaning, legacy, and connection, both to their contemporaries and to the vast unknown that surrounds us. The allure of these monuments is also deeply psychological. They challenge our assumptions about what is possible, nudging the mind into a quiet state of wonder. When we stand before structures like the pyramids, Stonehenge, or Puma Punku in our imagination, we are invited to see the world through the eyes of those who conceived and constructed them. We can almost feel their hands tracing the edges of stone, their minds mapping angles and alignments, their hearts filled with purpose. The monuments themselves become teachers, offering lessons not only in engineering and artistry, but also in patience, vision, and the timeless human impulse to reach beyond the ordinary. These wonders also remind us of the fragility of human knowledge. The techniques and motivations behind their construction may be lost forever, leaving us only with hints and echoes. Yet, it is in these gaps that our curiosity is most profoundly awakened. The monuments stand as bridges between known and unknown, inviting us to explore possibilities without ever demanding certainty. Each stone, carefully positioned, carries whispers of intention, culture, and belief. They are reminders that even in the absence of complete understanding, beauty and ingenuity endure. As we contemplate these monuments, it becomes clear that they are more than static relics of the past. They are active participants in the ongoing dialogue between humanity and history, between what we understand and what remains mysterious. Each monument prompts questions, encourages reflection, and evokes a sense of quiet reverence. They compel us to consider not only the lives of those who built them, but also our own place in the continuum of human endeavor. Standing in their imagined presence, we are both humbled and inspired, reminded that mystery is not a void but a space for imagination, contemplation, and wonder. In this journey through monuments that defy explanation, we begin to perceive a subtle rhythm, one of ambition, creativity, and the persistent reach toward the unknown. These structures are not merely accomplishments. They're invitations to think deeply, to wonder, and to connect with the minds of those who lived millennia before us. And as we gently move from these silent giants to the next mysteries they imply, the hidden knowledge and sophisticated understanding embedded in human history, we carry with us the serene awareness that much remains to be discovered, felt, and imagined. Beyond the physical monuments, beyond the ruins that rise and crumble beneath the passage of time, there exists a quieter, more elusive marvel, the knowledge of ancient civilizations. This knowledge is not always written in stone or carved into vast structures. Sometimes it is encoded in subtle alignments, intricate devices, and records that hint at a sophistication far beyond what we might expect. It is a reminder that intelligence, creativity, and observation were not exclusive to modern society, but have always been intrinsic to human experience. The enigma of ancient knowledge lies in the questions it raises. How much did these civilizations understand about the world around them? And what have we lost along the way? Take, for instance, the Antikythera mechanism, discovered in a sunken ship off the coast of Greece and dated to around 100 BCE. At first glance, it appeared to be little more than a corroded piece of bronze and wood, yet careful examination revealed a complex system of gears capable of predicting eclipses, tracking celestial cycles, and even mapping the movements of the planets with astonishing accuracy. For centuries, historians and scientists marveled at the sophistication of this device, questioning how a society without modern technology could produce such an intricate mechanism. It serves as a quiet testament to the ingenuity of ancient minds, a whisper from the past that challenges our assumptions about the evolution of science and mathematics. Similarly, ancient texts often hint at knowledge that seems almost otherworldly in its depth. From Babylonian astronomical records to Egyptian mathematical papyri, these documents reveal observations of the natural world that were far ahead of their time. The Egyptians, for instance, aligned the pyramids with remarkable precision to the cardinal points and celestial bodies, suggesting not only advanced surveying skills, but also a profound understanding of the movements of the stars. In China, early astronomers meticulously recorded eclipses and planetary positions, producing records that continue to inform modern astrophysics. Across continents and centuries, we find evidence of a persistent curiosity and capacity for understanding that is both humbling and inspiring. But it is not just technical skill that amazes. It is the subtle integration of knowledge into culture, art, and ritual. Ancient civilizations did not simply study the world for its own sake. They wove understanding into the very fabric of daily life. Observations of the sun, moon, and stars guided agricultural practices, religious ceremonies, and even political decisions. The movement of planets could dictate the timing of festivals or the construction of temples. Knowledge was alive, dynamic, and deeply intertwined with human experience. It was practical, spiritual, and philosophical all at once, creating a worldview that connected people to the cosmos in ways we are only beginning to appreciate. Yet, despite these remarkable accomplishments, much remains shrouded in mystery. Devices like the Antikythera mechanism appear almost singular, isolated in a sea of lost knowledge. We can reconstruct their function, but we may never fully understand the cultural context, the thought processes, or the methods that brought them into being. Similarly, the astronomical charts and mathematical tables of ancient civilizations show incredible precision, but the reasoning behind certain observations or calculations often eludes us. This tension between what is tangible and what remains hidden is central to the allure of ancient knowledge. It invites contemplation, speculation, and a profound sense of humility. In many cases, knowledge seems to vanish almost as soon as it is discovered. Libraries burned, tablets eroded, and techniques faded as civilizations rose and fell. The Library of Alexandria, perhaps the most famous example, housed centuries of accumulated wisdom, yet much of it was destroyed, leaving behind only fragments and whispers of what once existed. It is a reminder that knowledge is fragile, easily lost, and often dependent on the delicate thread of human continuity. Each rediscovery, whether through archaeology, translation, or serendipitous excavation, is therefore not merely an acquisition of facts, but a restoration of a connection to minds long gone. There is also a subtler form of mystery in the way ancient knowledge intersects with human perception and imagination. Many civilizations encoded their observations symbolically in ways that blended science, philosophy, and spirituality. The patterns of the heavens were mirrored in temple layouts, ritual calendars, and myths. Mathematical principles guided artistic expression, creating harmony in proportions, design, and sound. To the modern eye, these intersections can seem almost mystical, as though ancient peoples possessed an intuitive grasp of the universe that transcended the purely empirical. Yet for them, it was a lived reality, a seamless integration of understanding, experience, and meaning. The enigma of ancient knowledge is further deepened when we consider the civilizations whose records are almost entirely lost. The Indus Valley, for example, left behind cities of remarkable sophistication and inscriptions in a script that remains undeciphered. We can study their urban planning, their artifacts, and their trade networks, but the ideas they thought important enough to write down remain inaccessible. Similarly, the Minoans left vivid frescoes, complex palaces, and evidence of ritual practice, yet much of their language and culture is still a mystery. In these gaps, we are left to imagine, to wonder, and to ponder the richness of knowledge that may have existed and faded into silence. Ultimately, the enigma of ancient knowledge is not a call to frustration, but an invitation to curiosity. It reminds us that intelligence, creativity, and insight are not bound by time, and that our ancestors, in their quiet observation of the world, often saw truths that still elude us. By exploring the artifacts, texts, and structures they left behind, we participate in a subtle dialogue across centuries, a meditation on what it means to be human, to seek understanding, and to grapple with the limits of our knowledge. As we move forward in this journey, from monuments to patterns, from artifacts to celestial mysteries, we carry with us a gentle awareness that the human story is as much about questions as answers. The enigma of ancient knowledge teaches patience, reflection, and humility. It reminds us to observe carefully, to imagine freely, and to recognize that the universe has always offered mysteries far beyond our reach. And in this quiet contemplation, we find not frustration but a profound, enduring sense of wonder, perfectly attuned to the calm, immersive experience of a night spent exploring the mysteries of our past. As we move beyond monuments and artifacts, beyond the tangible relics of civilizations long gone, a subtler mystery begins to emerge, the patterns woven into human history itself. Across continents and centuries, certain symbols, myths, and practices appear again and again, as if humanity shares a collective memory, a rhythm that persists despite distance and time. From labyrinth designs carved into stone to flood myths retold in every culture, these patterns suggest a hidden structure beneath the apparent chaos of human history. There is a quiet poetry in noticing these echoes, a gentle invitation to reflect on what binds us together across space and time. Take the recurring motif of a labyrinth. In ancient Crete, the myth of the Minotaur intertwines with palatial designs that include complex, maze-like corridors. Thousands of miles away, Native American earthworks and Celtic designs echo similar patterns, intricate spirals and mazes whose purpose remains partially mysterious. Were these purely symbolic, representing journeys of initiation or the path to enlightenment? Or did they carry a more practical or spiritual function, guiding rituals or community organization? While scholars debate their exact meanings, the repetition of such designs across cultures hints at shared cognitive patterns, universal symbols, or perhaps an innate human fascination with paths, journeys, and the unknown. Flood myths present another compelling example. Across the globe, from Mesopotamia to India, from Greece to Mesoamerica, stories of great floods that reshaped the earth appear repeatedly. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, a massive flood tests humanity's resilience. In Hindu texts, Manu survives a deluge guided by divine wisdom. In ancient Chinese chronicles, mighty rivers overwhelm lands, necessitating heroic intervention. The similarities are striking, yet each culture adapts the story to its own environment, beliefs, and values. These recurring narratives create a bridge between the known and the unknown, suggesting either shared historical memories, archetypal reflections of human fears and hopes, or perhaps insights into human psychology that persist across generations. Symbols, too, carry echoes of universality. Spirals, circles, and geometric shapes appear in rock art, pottery, and sacred architecture around the world. In ancient Ireland, stone carvings display spirals and knots. In Peru, Nazca lines trace vast geometric patterns across the desert floor. In Africa, rock art depicts concentric circles and sacred symbols. Are these similarities mere coincidence, or do they point to common threads in human cognition and expression? Each symbol seems to carry meaning beyond its immediate context, a quiet resonance that speaks across cultures and centuries. The repetition of these motifs reminds us that, while civilizations rise and fall, certain ideas and images endure, transcending the boundaries of geography and time. Even human rituals demonstrate subtle patterns that traverse the globe. Ceremonies of birth, death, harvest, and celestial observation often echo one another, shaped by environmental cycles, social needs, and a shared desire to understand existence. In some regions, the solstices dictate festivals, while in others, agricultural cycles or lunar phases guide ceremonies. The parallels are remarkable. Fire, water, and light appear repeatedly as symbols of transformation, purification, and renewal. These recurring practices are more than cultural coincidence. They are reflections of humanity's search for meaning, the attempt to align inner experience with the rhythms of nature and the cosmos. What makes these patterns even more intriguing is the contrast between their universality and the gaps in our understanding. We recognize the motifs, the myths, and the practices, yet we cannot always explain their origins or the precise reasoning behind them. The recurrence of labyrinths, floods, and spirals hints at something deeper, a structure or logic embedded within human consciousness itself, waiting to be uncovered. This tension between familiarity and mystery is central to the allure of these patterns. They are at once comforting and unsettling, known yet unknown, inviting both reflection and speculation. Some scholars propose that these patterns may reflect archetypal aspects of a human mind, structures inherent in our perception and thought. Others suggest that they are evidence of shared historical experiences or cultural exchanges now lost to time. Perhaps they are a combination of both, weaving together the inner and outer worlds in ways that remain elusive to modern understanding. Whatever the explanation, there is no denying their power to inspire awe, curiosity, and quiet contemplation. They speak to the persistence of human imagination, the continuity of thought, and the subtle ways that civilizations, separated by vast distances, can resonate with one another across time. Even the natural world plays a role in these hidden patterns. Celestial alignments, seasonal cycles, and geographic features often influenced architecture, ritual, and mythology, creating a dialogue between humanity and the cosmos. Temples, pyramids, and sacred sites frequently reflect the movement of the sun, moon, and stars, suggesting that humans have long sought to understand their place in the universe through observation and pattern recognition. These connections blur the line between science, spirituality, and art, creating a tapestry in which human understanding and the natural world are inseparable. The hidden patterns of humanity are not merely human inventions. They are reflections of our interaction with the environment, the cosmos, and the deep currents of time itself. As we contemplate these recurring motifs, myths, and rituals, we begin to sense a rhythm underlying human history, a subtle pulse connecting minds across generations. This rhythm is neither fully visible nor entirely comprehensible, yet persists in architecture, storytelling, art, and ceremony. It encourages us to see beyond individual events or isolated cultures, to recognize the continuity of human thought and the universality of certain questions and desires. It is a gentle reminder that even as civilizations rise and fall, certain patterns endure, whispering of shared humanity and the persistent curiosity that drives us to explore, understand, and create. In tracing these patterns, we also confront the limitations of our own perception. We see echoes and repetitions, yet the meanings of these symbols often remain tantalizingly out of reach. This quiet uncertainty is not a failure of understanding, but a source of profound wonder. It invites us to dwell in contemplation, to let imagination fill the spaces between knowledge and mystery, and to recognize that human history is not only a record of facts, but also a reflection of thought, creativity, and consciousness. The hidden patterns of humanity, like faint constellations in a night sky, encourage us to look closer, think deeper, and feel more profoundly. They remind us that mystery is not a void to be filled, but a space to be explored slowly, gently, and reflectively. As we carry these reflections forward, we prepare to encounter artifacts, structures, and knowledge that challenge our assumptions even further. Each pattern is a bridge, leading us from the abstract echoes of thought and symbol to tangible evidence of human ingenuity, sophistication, and enduring curiosity. And so, as we move forward into the next chapter, we do so with a sense of quiet anticipation. The hidden patterns have shown us that humanity's story is more interconnected, more intricate, and more mysterious than it might first appear. They remind us that even in the smallest motifs or myths, there are connections to be discovered, questions to ponder, and a deeper understanding of the continuity of human thought. In this gentle journey, curiosity is both the path and the companion, guiding us ever onward into the mysteries that await. While monuments and patterns provide a broad perspective on humanity's past, there exist smaller, singular objects that carry with them profound mystery. These artifacts, often unassuming in appearance, challenge everything we think we know about the civilizations that created them. They defy simple explanation, bridging the worlds of science, art, and the unknowable. Each artifact carries whispers of human ingenuity and unanswered questions, inviting us to slow down, observe, and wonder. They are reminders that history is not only a timeline of events, but a tapestry of enigmas, each piece offering a glimpse into lost knowledge and creativity. One of the most famous examples is the collection of crystal skulls found in various parts of the Americas. Some of these skulls are exquisitely carved, made from single blocks of quartz, and display a level of detail that is extraordinary even by modern standards. Some scholars argue that they were the work of ancient Mesoamerican civilizations, possibly used in ritual or ceremonial contexts. Yet the precision of their craftsmanship, especially considering the tools believed to have been available at the time, remains unexplained. How could such intricate forms have been created without modern equipment? The skulls sit silently in museums, their hollow eyes seeming to hold secrets that elude us, reminding us of the subtle mysteries embedded in human culture. Similarly, the Baghdad Battery presents another intriguing puzzle. Discovered in Iraq and dating to the Parthian period, this object resembles a clay jar with a copper cylinder inside, containing an iron rod. Some researchers have suggested that it could have functioned as a primitive galvanic cell, perhaps producing small amounts of electricity. If true, it implies a level of technological sophistication previously unimagined for its time. Yet, the exact purpose of the battery remains unknown. Was it used for electroplating, ritualistic purposes, or something else entirely? The artifact demonstrates how even simple objects can challenge modern assumptions about ancient knowledge, inviting us to imagine possibilities beyond conventional understanding. Another example is the enigmatic Saqqara bird, a wooden object discovered in an Egyptian tomb. Its shape resembles a modern airplane, with aerodynamic wings and a streamlined body, leading some to speculate whether the ancients possessed knowledge of flight principles long before modern aviation. Scholars debate whether it was simply a toy, a symbolic object, or a model with experimental intent. Regardless, it evokes a quiet fascination. The human imagination, it seems, has always sought to push boundaries, and even objects meant for ritual or play can carry profound, unexplained significance. In examining the Saqqara bird, we are reminded that ancient people may have conceptualized ideas far beyond what surviving records reveal. Even more puzzling are artifacts whose very existence seems to contradict known history. The Dropa stones of China, for example, are said to contain tiny hieroglyph-like markings on stone discs, purportedly describing encounters with beings from the sky. Though their authenticity is debated, the idea itself resonates with the broader pattern of unexplained artifacts worldwide, objects that invite speculation, challenge assumptions, and linger on the edge between reality and legend. These artifacts, whether fully verified or partially mythologized, provoke the same sense of wonder. They are windows into the unexpected, suggesting knowledge, experiences, or events that may lie beyond the current grasp of science and history. The allure of baffling artifacts lies not only in their construction or purpose, but in the questions they raise about human perception, creativity, and understanding. Each artifact challenges the neat narratives we construct about progress and civilization. They force us to consider that intelligence, innovation, and imagination have long been present in human societies, often in ways that are lost to time. The very act of questioning their origins encourages a meditation on the fragility and impermanence of knowledge, as well as the enduring human drive to create and understand. These objects also invite us to reflect on the interplay between fact and mystery. Scientists, historians, and archaeologists attempt to classify, date, and explain them, yet many artifacts defy categorization. Their presence challenges our definitions of technology, art, and culture. Were they purely functional, ceremonial, or something entirely outside our comprehension? The uncertainty itself is part of their power. Unlike historical documents, which can be read and interpreted, or structures, which can be measured and analyzed, these artifacts communicate in silence. They speak through their design, material, and craftsmanship, inviting interpretation but never delivering certainty. Artifacts that baffle experts also remind us that human history is far from linear. We often think of knowledge and technology as a progression, building gradually over time. Yet these objects suggest that ingenuity may have appeared, disappeared, and reappeared in cycles. A single artifact can represent a moment of brilliance that was lost, forgotten, or deliberately hidden, leaving us to wonder how much human achievement has vanished without a trace. It is a humbling thought. For every civilization we know, countless others may have left only fragments, each with its own mysteries and secrets. Moreover, the emotional resonance of these artifacts is subtle but profound. Holding an object, even in imagination, that predates us by thousands of years can evoke a quiet awe. We feel connected to the minds that shaped it, the hands that carved it, and the culture that imbued it with meaning. At the same time, we are reminded of the limits of our understanding. Mystery, in this sense, becomes both an invitation and a meditation. It encourages patience, reflection, and a gentle acknowledgement that not all questions will be answered. And that is part of the beauty of human history. As we observe these artifacts, a pattern begins to emerge. Across continents and eras, human beings have sought to shape the world, to record knowledge, and to explore possibilities that remain, in some way, beyond our grasp. Each object, whether a skull, a battery, or a miniature wooden bird, represents a confluence of creativity, skill, and intent. And yet, each carries an element of the unknown, a space where imagination meets reality, and where history leaves tantalizing gaps. It is in these gaps that our curiosity is most alive, a gentle pull toward discovery and reflection that is both soothing and exhilarating. Tonight, as we consider these objects, we do so not to solve the mysteries outright, but to immerse ourselves in the quiet wonder they inspire. We allow ourselves to ponder their origins, purposes, and the minds behind them, savoring the tension between what is known and what remains hidden. In doing so, we participate in the same timeless conversation that ancient civilizations began, a dialogue with curiosity, creativity, and the enduring human desire to understand the world. These artifacts are more than mere objects. They are portals to the unknown. They remind us that history is never fully revealed, and that the past often contains surprises that challenge our assumptions and expand our imagination. As we leave this section of our journey, we carry with us a sense of awe and quiet curiosity, preparing to explore the vast cosmos, celestial mysteries, and the ways humanity has always looked to the skies for answers and inspiration. From the tiniest artifact to the grandest monument, human history has often been intertwined with the skies above. For millennia, civilizations have looked upward, tracing the slow dance of stars, the predictable arc of the sun, and the cycles of the moon. In these celestial rhythms, they found guidance, meaning, and sometimes the very blueprint for their monuments and societies. Yet, for all our understanding of astronomy today, many celestial mysteries from the past continue to puzzle and inspire us. Across continents and cultures, humanity has observed the heavens with precision, imagination, and reverence, leaving hints that their cosmic knowledge may have exceeded what we once imagined possible. Consider the alignment of the Great Pyramids of Giza. Their placement is not random. The pyramids are oriented almost perfectly along the cardinal points of the compass. Some researchers suggest that their alignment mirrors the positions of specific stars, possibly those in Orion's belt, which held spiritual significance for the ancient Egyptians. The precision of this alignment is staggering, particularly considering the tools available thousands of years ago. It raises questions about the methods they used to measure and observe the sky, and about the knowledge of astronomy that may have been preserved in ways that do not survive in written records. Standing beneath the shadows of these immense structures, one can feel a quiet dialogue between human ambition and the infinite cosmos. Thousands of miles away, Stonehenge in England offers a different, but equally fascinating, celestial connection. The megalithic stones align with the solstices, marking the longest and shortest days of the year. These alignments suggest that the builders had a sophisticated understanding of solar cycles, using them to track time, guide agricultural activity, and possibly perform ritualistic ceremonies. The way shadows fall across the stones during the solstice evokes a sense of harmony between human construction and cosmic rhythm. It is a reminder that even in eras without clocks or calendars, ancient peoples could observe and interpret celestial movements with extraordinary accuracy. In the Americas, the Nazca lines of Peru present one of the most enigmatic celestial mysteries of all. These vast geoglyphs, stretching across the desert plains, depict animals, geometric shapes, and humanoid figures, visible primarily from the sky. Scholars debate their purpose. Were they ceremonial pathways, astronomical markers, or symbolic offerings to deities. The precision of these designs, some spanning hundreds of meters, raises the question of how they were conceived and executed with such scale and accuracy, seemingly without the benefit of aerial perspective. The Nazca lines challenge our understanding of how ancient societies interacted with the cosmos, hinting at a worldview in which the heavens and the earth were inseparably connected. Celestial observation was not limited to monumental structures. Ancient texts, charts, and instruments reveal a remarkable depth of understanding. The Babylonians meticulously tracked planetary movements and eclipses, creating records that have informed modern astronomy. In China, astronomers recorded comets, novae, and supernovae centuries before telescopes were invented, often linking celestial events to earthly affairs in ways that reflected both science and belief. The Maya, meanwhile, constructed complex calendars that mapped lunar cycles, solar years, and planetary conjunctions with astonishing precision. Across cultures, these observations demonstrate that humanity has long sought to read the skies, translating patterns of light into knowledge, ritual, and meaning. Yet, even with all this evidence, many questions remain. How did these civilizations achieve such precision without modern instruments? Were there lost techniques, perhaps passed down orally or through trial and error, that enabled accurate measurements of time and distance? Did some ancient peoples possess a more intuitive or symbolic understanding of cosmic mechanics than we fully recognize today? These unanswered questions add a layer of quiet wonder to our study of history, reminding us that the cosmos has always been both a canvas and a guide for human thought, imagination, and belief. The spiritual significance of the cosmos also cannot be overlooked. Across cultures, celestial bodies were often deified, woven into myths, and used to guide moral, social, and political decisions. The stars and planets were more than mere points of light. They were symbols, omens, and instruments of order. In Mesopotamia, constellations were associated with gods and destiny. In Egypt, the stars guided the afterlife journey, linking earthly life to cosmic cycles. In the Americas, celestial alignments dictated agricultural schedules and ceremonial observances. Through these practices, humans established a profound connection with the universe, blending observation, philosophy, and spirituality into a holistic understanding of existence. Another cosmic mystery lies in the possibility of lost astronomical knowledge. Certain alignments, such as those found in the pyramids, Stonehenge, or the megaliths of Karnak in France, suggest knowledge of precession, the slow wobble of Earth's axis over thousands of years. Modern science only quantified this phenomenon in recent centuries, yet ancient civilizations may have noticed its effects through careful observation over generations. How they tracked such subtle shifts, and to what purpose, remains a profound question. These traces hint at a sophistication of observation and record-keeping that stretches the boundaries of what we once believed possible. The human fascination with the cosmos also raises existential questions. Were these alignments and observations practical, spiritual, or perhaps a blend of both? Did ancient civilizations see themselves as part of a greater cosmic story? Or were they attempting to impose order on an otherwise chaotic universe? By contemplating these questions, we connect not only with their intellect, but with their curiosity, imagination, and sense of wonder. In a quiet, reflective way, the night sky has always been a bridge between the known and the unknown, inviting humans to ponder their place in the vast expanse of existence. Tonight, as we drift through these celestial mysteries, it becomes clear that the skies have always been more than a backdrop for human history. They're an active participant in it. Every alignment, every observation, every careful record of planetary movement reflects a deep-seated desire to understand the cosmos and, through it, the human experience. The heavens were a canvas for intellect and imagination, a source of guidance, and a reminder of the vastness that surrounds us. In contemplating them, We participate in a timeless meditation that links the past with the present and prepares us to explore the further enigmas of human cognition, perception, and memory. The cosmic connections established by ancient civilizations remind us that human curiosity is boundless. From the alignment of a pyramid to the layout of a geoglyph, from careful lunar observations to symbolic representations of the stars, these mysteries encourage a sense of calm wonder and reflection. They are invitations to slow down, to imagine the lives of those who studied the skies without telescopes, and to feel the quiet thrill of discovery that persists across millennia. By tracing these celestial patterns, we see both the sophistication of human knowledge and the enduring mystery of the universe, an interplay that invites contemplation, awe, and serene curiosity. In leaving this section, we carry with us a profound sense of interconnectedness. The stars, once distant and unknowable, become companions in our exploration of the human story. They remind us that the search for understanding is not limited to the earth below, but extends to the skies above, and that humanity's fascination with the cosmos is as old as civilization itself. In this gentle reflection, we find not only questions that remain unanswered, but also a quiet joy in the shared pursuit of knowledge and wonder, bridging the gap between the past, the present, and the infinite expanse of the universe. While the mysteries of history, artifacts, and the cosmos inspire awe, perhaps the most intimate and profound enigma lies within ourselves: human consciousness. The mind is a landscape as vast and intricate as the universe it observes. It contains memories, perceptions, dreams, and intuitions, all intertwined in ways that science is still only beginning to understand. Across cultures and millennia, humans have explored the mind through philosophy, meditation, art, and ritual, seeking to comprehend the nature of thought, awareness, and the self. Even now, despite advanced neuroscience and psychology, consciousness remains an uncharted frontier, filled with questions that echo the mysteries of the stars and the artifacts of our ancestors. Consider dreams, one of the most universal yet elusive aspects of human consciousness. Since time immemorial, cultures have interpreted dreams as omens, messages from the divine, or glimpses into hidden realities. The ancient Egyptians documented dream symbolism, believing that the mind could traverse realms beyond ordinary perception during sleep. In Native American traditions, dreams were integral to guidance, healing, and storytelling. Modern science explores dreams as products of neural activity, yet the exact purpose and meaning of dreaming remain mysterious. Why does the mind conjure such vivid, often nonsensical imagery? Are dreams merely neurological noise, or do they reflect something deeper, perhaps a form of processing knowledge, emotion, or intuition that transcends conscious awareness? Memory, too, is both a marvel and a puzzle. Ancient civilizations developed techniques to enhance memory, from mnemonic devices in classical Greece to oral traditions that preserve complex histories in Africa, India, and the Pacific Islands. These methods allowed humans to encode vast amounts of information without written records, suggesting an extraordinary understanding of cognitive potential. Yet, memory is also fragile, mutable, and sometimes deceptive. We forget, distort, or misremember, leaving gaps and inconsistencies that mirror the broader mysteries of human history. Consciousness, in this sense, is not just a repository of knowledge, but a living, dynamic system that both reveals and conceals truth. Perception adds another layer of complexity. Humans interpret the world through senses, but the mind shapes these inputs, coloring reality with expectation, culture, and personal experience. Ancient peoples recognized this interplay in rituals, art, and storytelling, creating experiences designed to alter perception and consciousness. Ceremonial dances, labyrinthine temples, and sacred music were not merely aesthetic. They guided thought, heightened awareness, and perhaps even shifted understanding of the self and the cosmos. Modern neuroscience can begin to map these effects, but the subjective, ineffable nature of consciousness remains beyond full measurement. The mind, in this way, is both a witness to reality and a creator of it, an ongoing mystery in its own right. Intuition and altered states of consciousness have also played a central role in human history. Shamans, mystics, and philosophers across cultures have reported experiences that seem to access knowledge beyond the ordinary senses. Whether through meditation, ritual, or substances, these individuals described insights into the natural world, the cosmos, and human existence itself. Were these purely psychological phenomena, or did they touch on aspects of reality we are only beginning to recognize? The parallels between such experiences across different cultures suggest that consciousness has depths that are universal, waiting to be explored, understood, and perhaps even harmonized with the mysteries of the physical and cosmic worlds. Even the development of language and symbolic thought reflects the enigma of consciousness. Ancient humans transformed perception into expression, creating shared meanings, stories, and knowledge. Symbols carved into stone, painted on walls, or spoken aloud were not only practical, but also reflections of inner awareness, bridging the internal and external worlds. Inscriptions, mythologies, and oral traditions reveal minds capable of abstract reasoning, imagination, and foresight, yet the origins of these abilities remain deeply mysterious. How did consciousness evolve to the point of articulating complex ideas, mapping time and space, and contemplating existence itself? The very act of recording knowledge is evidence of awareness, yet the precise mechanisms and origins of conscious thought remain elusive. Memory, perception, and intuition all converge in the creation of art and ritual. Cave paintings in Lascaux, megalithic alignments, and intricate sculptures are not merely aesthetic. They are expressions of consciousness reaching outward, seeking to understand, communicate, and transform experience. These creations invite us to step into the minds of those who produce them, to sense the intentionality, wonder, and reflection embedded in each stroke or placement. Consciousness is, in this sense, both personal and collective, a shared mystery that links generations, cultures, and civilizations across the expanse of human history. Modern studies of the brain continue to reveal its astonishing complexity, yet each discovery uncovers new questions. Neural networks, chemical pathways, and electrical activity explain parts of thought and awareness. But the subjective experience, the sense of self, the feeling of being, is not fully captured by data alone. Consciousness, like the hidden patterns of humanity or the alignment of celestial bodies, remains partly unknowable, a frontier that is both deeply personal and universally human. It mirrors the mysteries we have traced in history, artifacts, and the cosmos, a realm where curiosity, wonder, and reflection intersect. Ultimately, exploring human consciousness is a meditation as much as a study. It invites stillness, observation, and introspection. In contemplating the mind, we confront questions without clear answers, yet we also encounter profound beauty, creativity, and resilience. Consciousness allows us to dream, to imagine, and to connect with both the past and the universe. It is the medium through which we perceive the mysteries of history, artifacts, and the stars, shaping our experience of reality while leaving space for the unknowable. Tonight, as we drift through this exploration of the mind, we do so gently, without the urgency of resolution. We observe, reflect, and allow the mysteries to settle like soft shadows across thought. Consciousness, in its vast, uncharted depth, reminds us that the human story is as much about inner exploration as it is about external discovery. In every memory, dream, and intuitive insight, we touch the continuity of humanity, feeling the quiet pulse of minds that have wondered, imagined, and sought understanding across millennia. In this serene reflection, we see that the mysteries of consciousness complement the mysteries of history, artifacts, and the cosmos. Each domain enriches the others, forming a delicate web of curiosity and insight. By contemplating the mind, we prepare to consider the next phase of our journey, the profound mysteries of human experience, unexplained phenomena, and the enduring questions that have intrigued thinkers, explorers, and dreamers throughout time. Consciousness is both compass and canvas, guiding us gently into the next chapter of discovery while maintaining the calm, meditative tone that invites quiet wonder. The oceans have always held a quiet power over the human imagination. Vast, deep, and largely unexplored, they are a world within our world, concealing secrets beneath their shifting surface. For centuries, sailors, explorers, and scientists have returned from their journeys with stories both wondrous and disturbing, tales of places and phenomena that defy ordinary explanation. The ocean is a liminal space where the known and the unknown brush against each other in an endless, hypnotic dance. Its surface glimmers with familiar blues, greens, and silvers, yet below, shadows stretch into depths humanity has only begun to comprehend. It is here, in these silent, underwater realms, that some of the most mind-bending mysteries persist, mysteries that quietly whisper to anyone willing to listen. Beneath the rolling waves lie the remnants of civilizations long forgotten. Sunken cities and submerged structures suggest human ingenuity that has been swallowed by time and tide. In the Mediterranean, divers have uncovered ruins that hint at entire communities now resting silently beneath the sea, their streets and walls preserved like echoes from another era. Some artifacts are so perfectly constructed, so precisely arranged, that modern engineers pause, questioning how ancient hands could achieve such feats without the tools we take for granted today. The idea that an entire city could vanish beneath the waves almost overnight, leaving only skeletal ruins as evidence, evokes both awe and a quiet unease. What catastrophic events could have caused these disappearances? Was a sudden flood, tectonic upheaval, or perhaps a slow, inexorable rise of the sea that swallowed lives and memories alike? The silence of the deep leaves these questions unanswered, allowing imagination to drift freely alongside curiosity. Even more perplexing are the strange anomalies detected far below the surface, in places that human eyes may never fully witness. Sonar scans have revealed structures and formations that appear impossibly large or geometrically perfect, suggesting either an ancient human hand at work or phenomena that science struggles to classify. The lines between natural formations and deliberate construction blur beneath the deep ocean shadows, leaving researchers suspended between explanation and speculation. These silent witnesses, sitting for millennia in darkened waters, provoke an almost reverent contemplation. One can imagine their story as a muted dialogue between past and present, with the ocean as the keeper of secrets, unwilling to relinquish them fully to human understanding. And then there are the creatures that dwell in the abyss, forms so strange they seem almost otherworldly. From bioluminescent fish casting spectral light across jagged underwater cliffs to enormous, unexplained shapes glimpsed fleetingly in deep-sea footage, the ocean teems with life that challenges our expectations. Many of these creatures exist in silence, moving in ways we cannot predict, their anatomy and behaviors remaining partially or completely unknown. They remind us that while we may dominate the surface of the planet, the oceans are realms still largely beyond our comprehension. Each discovery carries a paradoxical weight. We are awed by what we see, and yet unsettled by what we cannot see. The ocean is also a repository of unexplained phenomena that defy scientific clarity. The Bermuda Triangle, stretching across a swath of the Atlantic, has long been a focal point of maritime mystery. Ships disappearing without trace, planes vanishing into thin air, instruments going haywire. All of it contrasts sharply with the ordered, predictable world we experience on land. While skeptics point to natural currents, storms, or magnetic anomalies as plausible explanations, the region continues to evoke fascination precisely because it remains partially inscrutable. It is a place where the rules of our understanding feel stretched, where the ordinary laws of physics appear to falter just long enough to remind us of our limitations. The quiet intensity of the ocean amplifies these stories, lending them an almost mythic quality that persists in the human imagination. Submerged caves and trenches also harbor enigmas that challenge both science and narrative. The Mariana Trench, the deepest known part of the ocean, stretches farther than any human has yet traveled. Within its darkness lie creatures that thrive in extreme pressure and cold, ecosystems untouched by sunlight, and perhaps structures or remnants that predate recorded history. Each descent into these depths is a venture into another world, one that feels both alien and intimately connected to our own. The vast emptiness is a mirror for the mysteries of human curiosity, a reminder that our planet still holds spaces so remote that the mind can wander freely without expectation or boundary. Yet, the ocean does not confine its mysteries to the deep or remote alone. Even near coastlines, strange anomalies continue to surface. Unexplained whirlpools, waves moving against prevailing winds, and faint, rhythmic sounds recorded beneath the water baffle experts. Scientists propose natural explanations, yet the phenomena retain a quiet sense of wonder. They are subtle reminders that the world we consider ordinary, our familiar beaches, our daily tides, is in fact layered with complexity and hidden wonders. For those who pause to observe, the ocean is never truly still. It whispers hints of histories, creatures, and events that remain just beyond our understanding. Above all, the ocean's mysteries are timeless. They link us with the past, present, and even the potential future. Sunken ruins, unexplained structures, and deep-sea creatures remind us that the world is larger and stranger than we often perceive. The ocean is a keeper of secrets, a patient guardian of stories that may never fully surface, and a silent witness to the extraordinary resilience and fragility of life. As waves lap gently along shores or crash dramatically against cliffs, they carry the weight of unknown civilizations, hidden ecosystems, and phenomena that beckon humanity to continue asking questions. In this quiet expanse, one senses a profound connection. We are explorers in thought, imagination, and spirit, navigating waters that reveal only what they wish, and in their silence, inspire endless curiosity. The mysteries of the oceans, both near and far, set the stage for the next leg of our journey, a journey that turns inward to the stories, myths, and inexplicable events recorded by humans throughout history. Just as the sea holds secrets beyond our vision, human history, too, contains enigmas that resist explanation. The quiet, mesmerizing pull of the ocean's depths flows seamlessly into tales of legend, memory, and cultural mystery, gently guiding the listener toward the next realm of wonder and reflection. For as long as humans have walked the earth, we have told stories, tales woven from the fabric of our experiences, fears, and hopes. Myths are more than mere entertainment. They are reflections of the world as our ancestors perceived it, a blending of observation, imagination, and the inexplicable. Within these stories, the line between reality and fantasy often blurs, leaving traces of truths hidden in allegory, symbolism, and metaphor. Legends speak of places, events, and beings that challenge logic, hinting at histories that may have unfolded long before records began, or at phenomena that defy modern comprehension. In the quiet hours of night, as one listens to the rhythm of waves or the wind through ancient forests, these myths take on a gentle, almost tangible presence, like whispers from another time. Consider the legend of Atlantis, a city of immense knowledge, advanced technology, and unprecedented culture, said to have vanished beneath the sea in a single cataclysm. Plato's dialogues provide the earliest accounts, yet centuries of exploration, speculation, and debate have failed to definitively locate its remains. Some scholars suggest Atlantis may be a moral allegory, a warning about hubris and imbalance, while others point to submerged land masses or catastrophic floods that could have inspired the story. Whether literal or metaphorical, the tale endures, capturing the human fascination with lost civilizations, advanced societies, and the fragility of human achievement. Its persistence reminds us that myths are not static. They evolve, shimmer, and resonate across centuries, often carrying kernels of truth disguised as narrative flourish. Similarly, ancient flood myths recur across diverse cultures, from Mesopotamia's Epic of Gilgamesh to the biblical story of Noah, to legends in India, Greece, and the Americas. The repetition of such narratives across distant geographies raises intriguing questions. Were they inspired by real events, colossal natural disasters, or collective human memory? Or do they speak to a shared psychological or spiritual framework within which humanity processes chaos, survival, and rebirth? The interplay between myth and history is delicate, and it is precisely this ambiguity that makes the exploration of such stories so captivating. As we drift deeper into these narratives, we discover a world where the boundaries between the tangible past and the imaginative mind dissolve, leaving us suspended between certainty and wonder. Myths often encode knowledge as well. Ancient creation stories, for example, frequently hint at astronomical, geographical, or environmental awareness, expressed symbolically rather than scientifically. The constellations, the cycles of the moon, the ebb and flow of rivers, all find their way into allegorical tales, sometimes preserved with remarkable accuracy. Perhaps early storytellers were attempting to teach, warn, or commemorate events through narratives that could survive orally when written language was rare or fragile. The precision hidden in metaphor reveals the intelligence, observation, and ingenuity of early humans, suggesting that even when a myth feels fantastical, it may carry a hidden map of knowledge, waiting patiently to be decoded by later generations. Legendary creatures inhabit the spaces between imagination and reality as well. From sea serpents glimpsed in stormy waters to the elusive yeti in snowy mountains, such beings inhabit the liminal zone where human curiosity thrives. Many cultures speak of these entities with reverence, fear, or awe, suggesting that they represent more than simple storytelling. They are markers of the unknown, thresholds where human understanding falters. Some may have originated from real encounters with unfamiliar animals, distorted across generations. Others may symbolize natural forces, cultural fears, or moral lessons. Regardless of their origin, these beings persist in human consciousness, reminding us that myths are not passive. They continue to influence thought, perception, and exploration. The interplay between myth and recorded history is equally compelling. Archaeology has occasionally unearthed evidence that mirrors long-held legends. Cities once dismissed as purely fictional have been found buried beneath layers of earth. Objects described in stories emerge in digs. Strange symbols align with architectural patterns, and even rituals depicted in myths sometimes reflect ancient practices corroborated by material evidence. Such discoveries neither fully confirm nor entirely debunk the myths. They deepen the mystery, creating a space where human imagination and empirical observation coexist. It is within this tension that wonder thrives, knowing that some aspects of our past remain tantalizingly just out of reach, waiting to be uncovered or understood. Myths also explore the boundaries of human experience, often recounting events or capabilities that challenge our modern understanding. Tales of extraordinary journeys, miraculous survival, or encounters with beings of immense wisdom evoke questions about what the human spirit can endure, perceive, or achieve. While we may never fully reconcile these stories with historical fact, their presence points to a timeless aspect of human nature, a longing to connect with something beyond the ordinary, to explore dimensions of reality that exceed our immediate senses. In listening to these stories, we participate in a dialogue across time, one that bridges generations, cultures, and the known with the unknown. Even the most familiar myths retain a sense of subtle mystery, waiting to be rediscovered in quiet moments. The whispers of stories echo in natural landscapes, in the ruins of ancient temples, and in the rhythms of the ocean that once swallowed Atlantis, or the mountains that may have hidden the Yeti. They invite contemplation and reflection, encouraging us to linger at the edge of certainty without feeling compelled to cross fully into explanation. This delicate balance is the essence of the mythic experience, a gentle tension between illumination and shadow, between comprehension and imagination. It is precisely this rhythm that aligns so perfectly with a meditative, nighttime exploration, where the mind can wander freely without urgency or conclusion. As we let these myths settle like soft sediment in our consciousness, we begin to see how they connect to deeper mysteries still waiting to be understood. From the sunken cities of the oceans to the vanished civilizations of the land, from extraordinary artifacts to cosmic enigmas, these stories act as threads linking disparate phenomena. Myths are guides, in a way, pointing us toward questions we might never fully answer, but which nonetheless enrich our understanding of the world and ourselves. They teach patience, humility, and the beauty of uncertainty. The acknowledgement that the universe, and humanity's place within it, contains depths that resist finality. The gentle murmur of these stories, mingled with the rhythm of natural forces, sets the stage for the next chapter in our journey. Just as myth and history entwine to form a tapestry of wonder, the unexplained phenomena on Earth, those that defy logic, science, and expectation, await exploration. We transition from tales that dance at the edges of imagination to tangible events and anomalies recorded in human memory, where the echoes of myth continue to ripple through time. In doing so, we move seamlessly from contemplation of legend to the quiet thrill of unsolved mysteries that reside in the very fabric of our world. Nature, in all its quiet grandeur, is a storyteller in its own right. Across forests, deserts, mountains, and oceans, it weaves patterns, rhythms, and events that both inspire wonder and defy understanding. While science has illuminated countless aspects of the natural world, there remain phenomena that elude explanation, occurrences that seem to flirt with the boundaries of logic and reason. These unsolved riddles are reminders that the world is far larger, stranger, and more intricate than human observation can fully capture. They encourage a gentle humility, inviting reflection and a lingering sense of awe, as if nature herself were whispering secrets meant to be sensed rather than fully grasped. Consider ball lightning, an ephemeral and unpredictable spectacle that has mystified observers for centuries. Witnesses describe glowing spheres floating through the air, drifting silently, or moving with apparent intelligence, only to vanish without a trace. Reports of ball lightning vary widely, sometimes lingering long enough to leave scorch marks, other times dissipating into nothingness, leaving no physical evidence behind. Scientists have proposed numerous explanations, from plasma phenomena to electrical anomalies. Yet the phenomenon remains largely unpredictable, a fleeting spectacle of light and energy that teases our understanding. Its elusiveness reinforces a profound truth. Even in an age of technology and observation, the world retains mysteries that can only be experienced and marveled at. Spontaneous human combustion is another puzzle that challenges both logic and belief. Accounts of individuals igniting seemingly without cause, while surrounding objects remain largely untouched, evoke a mixture of horror and fascination. Skeptics seek chemical or environmental explanations, yet no conclusive theory satisfies all observed cases. The phenomenon exists in the intersection between the known and the inexplicable, a quiet reminder that life itself may contain processes that evade comprehension. For centuries, these rare events have inspired both cautionary tales and scientific inquiry, leaving us to wonder whether some aspects of existence are simply beyond the reach of human understanding, or whether the answers lie hidden in the subtle interplay of physics, biology, and circumstance. Even more mundane, yet equally perplexing, are the anomalies in animal behavior. Creatures large and small have been observed acting in ways that defy expectation. Birds altering migration patterns without apparent environmental triggers, fish congregating in unusual formations, and mammals displaying behaviors that seem to signal prescient awareness. All suggest that life on Earth possesses knowledge or sensitivity that humans cannot easily explain. These subtle irregularities are often overlooked, but carry profound implications. The natural world may be communicating in codes, signals, or instincts far beyond human perception. Observing these behaviors, one senses a silent intelligence operating beneath the surface of ordinary life, a hidden rhythm that continues unnoticed, quietly shaping the planet. Geological anomalies add another layer to nature's unsolved riddles. Strange rock formations, unexplained sinkholes, and shifting landscapes hint at forces both ancient and mysterious. Some phenomena, like the enigmatic moving stones of Death Valley, appear almost purposeful in their movement, leaving trails that challenge conventional understanding of physics and erosion. Others, such as sudden landslides or mysterious seismic vibrations, occur without warning or clear cause, reminding us that the Earth itself is alive with energy and unpredictability. These occurrences, often fleeting and subtle, elicit wonder not only for their strangeness, but also for the reminder that human comprehension is partial and that the planet retains an inherent autonomy beyond our control or prediction. Weather and atmospheric events, too, offer mysteries that hover between observation and enigma. Tornadoes forming in unexpected patterns, clouds shaping into intricate, almost deliberate forms, or auroras flickering in ways that defy known magnetic readings, all point to a complexity in the world's systems that science continues to probe. Even phenomena like the sailing stones or unexplained murmurs in the wind hint at the intricate interconnections of air, water, and land, orchestrated on scales both vast and subtle. These events remind us that nature is not merely a backdrop to human life, but an active, dynamic participant in a universe full of patterns and anomalies waiting to be sensed, contemplated, and revered. Some of nature's riddles also intertwine with human history, bridging the gap between observation and myth. Lightning striking ancient forests in patterns that inspire legends, sudden animal migrations coinciding with seismic events, or rivers changing course in ways that alter civilizations, all suggest a world in which natural phenomena shape human stories, beliefs, and settlements. Myths, then, are not always purely imaginative. They may encode subtle truths about patterns and events that our ancestors observed but could not fully explain. In this way, unsolved natural phenomena serve as a silent teacher, reminding us that even without comprehension, attentive observation and wonder can yield insight into the hidden workings of the world. Perhaps most humbling is the recognition that the majority of nature's mysteries exist beyond human vision. Deep in the oceans, within dense forests, atop inaccessible mountains, or in the high atmosphere, processes unfold continuously that we may never witness directly. Bioluminescent organisms dance in total darkness. Microorganisms interact in complex, unseen networks, and geological forces shape continents with slow, deliberate rhythm. These phenomena occur on scales both microscopic and planetary, emphasizing the limited scope of human perception while simultaneously inviting curiosity. The world is alive with patterns and behaviors that hint at a coherence and complexity that cannot be fully captured by words, observation, or instruments. Nature's unsolved riddles are not merely curiosities. They are meditative portals. They invite listeners to slow down, to watch, to feel, and to wonder. In doing so, we cultivate a quiet awareness, a sense of connectedness with a living, breathing world. Each mysterious phenomenon, whether observed directly or imagined through accounts and stories, resonates like a soft note in the symphony of existence. They remind us that uncertainty is not discomforting, but rather an essential aspect of life's beauty. It is in the spaces between explanation and mystery that awe, reflection, and gentle curiosity flourish. As we linger on these unsolved riddles, our thoughts begin to extend beyond the physical world into the realm of human experience. The mysteries of nature lead seamlessly to the enigmas of human consciousness, history, and culture, where questions persist with equal intensity, but often with even greater subtlety. We transition from the landscapes, skies, and oceans of Earth to the intricate, often puzzling stories we carry within ourselves. Stories of knowledge lost, phenomena unexplained, and experiences that defy reason. Nature's unsolved riddles prepare the mind for contemplation of these human mysteries, creating a bridge from the observable universe to the enigmatic depths of human existence. Humanity has always been drawn toward the edge of understanding, compelled to ask questions that may never find answers. Across time and culture, people have recorded events, pondered phenomena, and sought explanations for occurrences that resist logic or defy expectation. These unanswered questions span the realms of history, science, and consciousness, creating a tapestry of curiosity that stretches from the tangible to the ineffable. They invite us to reflect on our place in the world, the limitations of knowledge, and the mysteries that continue to shape human experience. In the quiet of night, when distractions fall away, these questions emerge as soft echoes, encouraging introspection and wonder rather than resolution. One of the most persistent puzzles concerns unsolved disappearances, instances where people, groups, or entire communities vanish without trace. From solitary travelers lost in remote landscapes to entire settlements that seemingly evaporated from historical records, these events have long sparked both fear and fascination. The evidence is often fragmentary: a diary left behind, a settlement abandoned in haste, or whispers in local lore. Despite rigorous investigation and modern forensic techniques, explanations remain elusive. Were these disappearances the result of natural disasters, human intervention, or circumstances that defy conventional understanding? The ambiguity itself holds a quiet power, reminding us that even the most careful documentation can leave gaps through which the unknown slips. Language and communication present another domain of unanswered questions. Ancient scripts and undeciphered alphabets, such as the Rongorongo tablets of Easter Island or the Indus Valley symbols, tantalize linguists and historians alike. These cryptic markings hint at complex societies with rich cultures, yet their meanings remain shrouded in mystery. Scholars have poured decades into deciphering them, employing statistical models, cross-cultural comparisons, and digital analysis, yet the essence of their messages remains out of reach. It is as though the voices of these civilizations linger just beyond comprehension, silently inviting us to listen, to decode, and to imagine the thoughts, stories, and beliefs they carried. The allure lies not only in what might be revealed, but in the delicate tension of the unknown, a whisper from the past that persists into the present. Humanity also grapples with inexplicable phenomena recorded in historical accounts. Reports of strange lights in the sky, eerie sounds from the wilderness, or events that challenge natural law have been documented across cultures and centuries. While some may be dismissed as superstition or misinterpretation, others resist easy explanation. These anomalies are often recounted in meticulous detail, leaving behind a body of evidence that simultaneously intrigues and perplexes. They challenge our assumptions about the world, nudging us to consider the possibility that reality may be broader, stranger, or more subtle than our senses and instruments can capture. In reflecting on these occurrences, listeners are invited to inhabit the space between skepticism and curiosity, a liminal zone where wonder quietly flourishes. The mysteries of ancient knowledge further deepen our sense of unanswered questions. Structures, tools, and technologies appear in the archaeological record with sophistication that seems incongruous with the presumed capabilities of the people who created them. How did ancient engineers align massive stones with such precision? How did they develop calendars, mathematical systems, or astronomical instruments that rival modern understanding? Scholars propose theories, lost techniques, iterative trial and error, or influences from forgotten civilizations. But certainty remains elusive. These mysteries remind us that human history is not a straightforward progression of knowledge, but a complex narrative with missing chapters, hints of brilliance, and enduring enigmas. Human consciousness itself holds questions that are perhaps the most profound. From dreams and altered states to extraordinary experiences such as near-death phenomena or sudden intuitive insights, the human mind continues to defy complete understanding. Psychology and neuroscience provide frameworks, yet the full nature of memory, perception, and awareness remains partly concealed. Why do certain individuals experience visions or premonitions? How does the brain generate creativity, insight, and subjective experience in ways that cannot always be quantified? These inquiries reveal that some of the most compelling mysteries are not in distant galaxies or sunken cities, but within the very architecture of our own minds. In contemplating them, listeners are encouraged to approach both themselves and the broader world with curiosity and humility. Societies have long encoded mysteries in rituals, symbols, and traditions. Secret knowledge, esoteric practices, and hidden teachings pepper the human record, often deliberately veiled to protect wisdom or power. The meanings behind these practices frequently elude outsiders, yet they exert a quiet influence over culture, behavior, and belief systems. Consider labyrinths etched into stone, complex ceremonial objects, or symbolic patterns repeated across cultures separated by time and geography. Their purposes may encompass spiritual insight, astronomical alignment, or social cohesion, but the precise intentions often remain unknowable. In this way, human societies themselves act as vessels of mystery, blending observation, intuition, and the inexplicable into forms that endure even when their original meanings fade. Unexplained artifacts and relics bridge the human and natural worlds, leaving questions that touch both. Objects crafted with extreme precision, materials that seem impossible to manipulate with contemporary technology, or artifacts discovered far from their presumed origins challenge assumptions about human history, trade, and ingenuity. They provoke reflection on the extent of lost knowledge, forgotten migrations, or cultural interactions that modern understanding cannot yet reconstruct. The tension between the tangible reality of these objects and the mysteries they carry fosters a gentle wonder, a recognition that even in a world saturated with information, the past retains shadows that resist illumination. Beyond the physical and historical, unanswered questions also emerge in human experience and behavior. Societies record events of collective mystery, unexplained phenomena, mass visions, or shared experiences that defy conventional explanation. Such events hint at dimensions of reality that intersect with perception, consciousness, or social dynamics in ways that are difficult to quantify. While science seeks to categorize, measure, and rationalize, these experiences linger in ambiguity, suggesting that not all aspects of existence are meant to be fully understood. They encourage reflection and dialogue rather than resolution, opening a space where imagination, intuition, and observation coexist harmoniously. These questions, spanning disappearance, language, history, consciousness, and culture, share a common thread. They resist finality. Their power lies not in answers, but in the act of inquiry itself. By engaging with the unknown, we sharpen our awareness, deepen our empathy, and expand the boundaries of thought. They remind us that the human journey is not solely a pursuit of certainty, but also a meditation on mystery, a recognition that the world holds layers of complexity beyond our immediate comprehension. Listening to these enigmas, we are invited to linger in contemplation, to embrace uncertainty as a companion, and to cultivate a sense of awe that enriches both mind and spirit. As this exploration draws to a close, we sense that humanity's unanswered questions connect seamlessly with broader mysteries of existence. They echo the riddles of nature, the enigmas of distant civilizations, and the tales preserved in myth. Each unanswered question is a thread, weaving together our history, consciousness, and perception into a delicate tapestry of curiosity and wonder. From the silent whispers of lost civilizations to the flickering shadows of human consciousness, these mysteries encourage us to remain seekers, patient, attentive, and reverent in the face of the unknown. With these contemplations, we are prepared to move into realms that challenge belief itself. Encounters and phenomena that hover at the threshold between the ordinary and the extraordinary. The unresolved questions of human history, culture, and experience lead naturally into stories that test perception, urging us to consider the possibility that some truths may exist just beyond our grasp, shimmering quietly, awaiting exploration. Throughout human history, there have been moments when the ordinary folds, ever so slightly, into the extraordinary. Experiences occur that defy our understanding, challenge perception, and linger in memory like fragments of dreams. These encounters, fleeting yet indelible, have been recorded across cultures, continents, and centuries, forming a tapestry of phenomena that refuses simple explanation. They range from sightings of unexplained lights in the sky to personal experiences that shake the very foundations of what we believe is possible. In the calm of night, these stories take on a hushed resonance, inviting reflection, curiosity, and a gentle suspension of disbelief. They are the whispers of a world that stretches beyond the tangible, urging us to consider that reality may be broader, stranger, and more mysterious than we imagine. UFO sightings, for example, have been reported since antiquity, their accounts recorded in texts, artwork, and folklore long before the modern era. Some describe luminous orbs hovering silently. Others speak of structured crafts, moving with precision and speed that seems to defy conventional physics. While skeptics attribute many of these sightings to atmospheric phenomena, misidentification, or psychological perception, a significant number remain unexplained, documented by credible witnesses, and sometimes corroborated by multiple sources. The fascination arises not merely from the possibility of extraterrestrial life, but from the realization that the universe may be alive with phenomena that we have yet to comprehend. There is a subtle poetry in the unknown, a quiet tension that pulls at human imagination, as if the cosmos itself is gently reminding us of its immensity. Equally compelling are personal experiences that skirt the boundaries of consciousness. Near-death experiences, for instance, have been reported by countless individuals who describe sensations of detachment from the body, movement through tunnels of light, encounters with beings of energy or presence, and profound feelings of peace. These accounts often share remarkable similarities across cultures and epochs, hinting at universal structures of perception or dimensions of experience that transcend physical explanation. Scientists and philosophers have proposed interpretations ranging from neurological phenomena to spiritual encounters, yet no single theory accounts for the full range of reported experiences. It is precisely this ambiguity that invites reflection. The mind, the soul, and the universe may interact in ways we are only beginning to glimpse. Encounters with anomalous beings or entities add another layer to the extraordinary. Across myth, folklore, and modern accounts, humans report interactions with creatures or presences that do not fit within conventional frameworks of biology or physics. From shadowy figures glimpsed in peripheral vision to luminous beings appearing in moments of crisis or revelation. These encounters are often fleeting yet unforgettable. Their significance is not always immediately clear. They may serve as omens, guides, or manifestations of the unknown. The ambiguity preserves their mystery, reminding us that not all phenomena are meant to be categorized, measured, or fully understood. Listening to such accounts, one senses a gentle invitation to observe without judgment, to feel without fear, and to accept the presence of the unexplained as part of the wider tapestry of existence. Historical records provide further glimpses into extraordinary encounters. Ancient civilizations documented celestial phenomena, mysterious visitors, and unexplained events with a meticulousness that blends observation, interpretation, and myth. Artifacts, paintings, and texts often depict beings, crafts, or lights in the sky, sometimes with astonishing precision. Whether these accounts describe extraterrestrial visitation, advanced human technology lost to time, or phenomena we cannot yet classify, they illustrate a continuum of human experience that bridges the ancient and modern worlds. Across time, humanity has borne witness to the inexplicable, recording it with reverence, awe, and a desire to understand, or at least to remember. Even natural environments seem capable of producing encounters beyond expectation. Remote forests, deep caves, high mountains, and the depths of the ocean all harbor phenomena that evoke awe and perplexity. Strange lights, sudden changes in temperature, inexplicable sounds, or fleeting shapes have been reported by explorers and locals alike. These experiences often inspire both fear and wonder, reminding us that nature itself is layered with subtle energies and patterns not fully discerned. In the silence that follows such encounters, one is left with a heightened awareness, a sense that the world contains dimensions both visible and invisible, tangible and ethereal. Collective experiences also underscore the extraordinary nature of these phenomena. Communities have recounted events where multiple witnesses perceive the same anomaly simultaneously. Unidentified lights, unusual atmospheric effects, or phenomena that leave physical traces. Such shared occurrences challenge simple psychological explanations, suggesting that some encounters operate within frameworks we do not yet understand. The fact that these experiences are recorded across disparate cultures and centuries hints at a universality to human interaction with the unknown, a thread connecting us not only to each other, but to the vast, enigmatic universe that surrounds us. Perhaps the most profound encounters occur not in the external world, but within consciousness itself. Dreams, meditative states, and altered states of awareness can reveal visions, insights, or interactions that feel as real as the waking world. Some individuals report receiving knowledge, guidance, or messages during these moments, often describing experiences that defy linear time or ordinary spatial constraints. The boundaries between imagination and reality, between subjective perception and objective experience, become porous, offering glimpses into dimensions that science has yet to map. In these moments, the extraordinary is intimate and personal, experienced within the very architecture of the mind, while remaining connected to the larger mysteries of existence. These encounters, whether in the sky, on Earth, or within consciousness, share a common quality. They resist containment, defy expectation, and elude final explanation. Their significance is found not in certainty, but in contemplation, not in resolution, but in the quiet, lingering resonance they leave in the mind. They invite patience, reflection, and wonder, allowing listeners to float gently between skepticism and belief, observation and imagination. There is a soft poetry in their uncertainty, a rhythm that aligns perfectly with the quiet, meditative state of night, where curiosity and reflection can coexist without urgency or conclusion. In the tapestry of human experience, encounters beyond the ordinary remind us of the infinite complexity of reality. They connect with the unsolved questions of history, the riddles of nature, and the mysteries of consciousness, forming a continuum of phenomena that extend across time, space, and perception. Each encounter is a thread, delicate yet persistent, linking humanity to dimensions of existence that remain tantalizingly just beyond grasp. Listening to these stories, one is encouraged to dwell in wonder, to embrace the unknown, and to recognize that the pursuit of understanding is as important, perhaps even more profound, than the answers themselves. As we leave behind these extraordinary experiences, our journey begins to turn inward, reflecting on humanity's persistent quest for understanding, the cumulative weight of curiosity, and the quiet, patient drive to uncover truths hidden in shadow and time. Encounters beyond the ordinary prepare us for contemplation of the deeper human impulse, to seek, to question, and to wonder, even in the face of the unfathomable. They form a gentle bridge into the next chapter, where we meditate on the enduring pursuit of knowledge and the enduring mysteries that continue to inspire awe, reflection, and quiet curiosity. Humanity's story is, in many ways, a story of relentless curiosity. Across centuries and continents, people have sought to understand the world around them, driven by an instinct that blends wonder with necessity. From the earliest observations of stars and seasons to the construction of towering monuments and the meticulous recording of history, the human quest for knowledge has been constant, patient, and often awe-inspiring. It is a pursuit marked not only by triumphs, but by the quiet humility of confronting questions that remain unanswered, enigmas that resist resolution. In these pursuits, the journey itself, the act of seeking, becomes as significant as any discovery or answer. What is remarkable about this quest is its persistence in the face of uncertainty. Every generation inherits both knowledge and mystery, the known world intertwined with shadows that elude understanding. Scientists, philosophers, explorers, and dreamers alike have ventured into realms where observation and imagination converge, guided by the gentle pull of questions rather than the promise of certainty. Each unanswered question, each anomaly or phenomenon, becomes an invitation to think more deeply, to observe more attentively, to stretch the boundaries of perception and understanding. Even when answers are incomplete or elusive, the process illuminates, revealing not just the external world, but the contours of human thought, ingenuity, and imagination. The history of this pursuit is littered with moments where the known and the unknown collide, sometimes violently, sometimes subtly. Ancient civilizations left behind monuments and artifacts that challenge our assumptions about technology, knowledge, and culture. Natural phenomena continue to perplex even the most sophisticated instruments, from ball lightning dancing silently through the night sky to inexplicable migrations of animals across continents. Encounters with extraordinary phenomena, whether celestial, terrestrial, or mental, remind us that the universe is layered with complexity, much of it beyond immediate comprehension. In every instance, human curiosity acts as a bridge between the familiar and the strange, between observation and speculation, allowing the mind to wander freely while anchored by the persistent drive to understand. This quest is not only scientific or historical, it is deeply personal and philosophical. The human mind continually seeks patterns, meaning, and connection, whether through exploration of the cosmos, the mysteries of consciousness, or the stories and myths passed down through generations. Questions about our origin, our place in the universe, and the nature of reality are not merely intellectual exercises. They are fundamental to the human experience. Each mystery, whether solved or unsolved, reminds us of our smallness in the grand tapestry of existence, yet simultaneously affirms our capacity for wonder, reflection, and the pursuit of insight. There is a quiet beauty in this duality, the recognition that while the world holds infinite unknowns, we possess the consciousness, imagination, and perseverance to approach them with curiosity and reverence. The ever-persistent quest for understanding also thrives in its communal nature. Knowledge is passed from one generation to the next, refined, challenged, and expanded upon. Ancient wisdom blends with modern science. Mythology and observation intertwine. Anecdote and empirical evidence coalesce into a vast mosaic of human inquiry. In every corner of the world, across countless epochs, people have sought answers, leaving traces of their curiosity in temples, texts, rituals, and stories. Each attempt to understand, whether successful or incomplete, adds depth to the human experience, a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge is a shared endeavor spanning time and culture. Yet, the most profound aspect of this quest may be its recognition of the unknown. Human curiosity is not only about solving mysteries, but about embracing them, dwelling in their quiet presence, and allowing them to shape perception and imagination. To wonder without immediate resolution is an art, a delicate meditation that fosters humility, patience, and awe. The unanswered questions, the fleeting phenomena, the enigmatic encounters, all serve as guides, gently encouraging reflection, inspiring exploration, and reminding us that the universe, and our experience within it, is far more intricate than any single answer could reveal. In this way, the pursuit of understanding becomes both a compass and a meditation. It directs the mind toward inquiry, yet simultaneously invites the spirit to linger in contemplation, savoring the mystery rather than rushing to closure. It is a dance between knowledge and wonder, certainty and curiosity, fact and enigma. And it is a journey without end, a continuous unfolding of questions, discoveries, and reflections that mirrors the very nature of existence itself. As we prepare to close this exploration, it becomes clear that the human quest for understanding is inseparable from the mysteries themselves. The pursuit, as much as the mysteries, shapes our perception, deepens our reflection, and nurtures a quiet, persistent awe. It is the bridge that connects the known and unknown, the tangible and intangible, guiding us gently toward the final contemplation, a meditation on the vast, beautiful, and ever-unfolding enigma that is life, history, and the universe itself. As we draw near the end of this journey, it is worth pausing to contemplate the vastness that stretches beyond the borders of understanding. The world, in all its beauty and strangeness, resists complete capture by knowledge or explanation. For every mystery we unravel, countless others remain hidden, quietly shaping reality, inviting curiosity, and inspiring wonder. From the depths of the oceans to the farthest reaches of human imagination, from the faint echoes of vanished civilizations to the fleeting glimpses of extraordinary phenomena, the unknown persists. It is not merely a void to be filled with facts, but a dynamic, living presence that shapes how we experience existence, how we perceive life, and how we connect with one another and the cosmos. The boundless unknown is a companion that teaches patience, humility, and reverence. In its quiet presence, we are reminded of our smallness within the universe, yet also of our extraordinary capacity to observe, reflect, and imagine. Human curiosity is the lens through which we navigate this expanse, gently probing shadows, following threads of possibility, and lingering at the edges of comprehension. Whether through science, art, philosophy, or quiet contemplation, our engagement with the unknown shapes the way we experience life. It is a relationship that blends wonder with understanding, the familiar with the mysterious, the tangible with the ineffable. Consider the mysteries that have accompanied humanity since time immemorial. The sunken ruins that hint at civilizations lost beneath the waves, the ancient scripts whose meanings have slipped through the fingers of time, the natural phenomena that occur without warning or explanation, and the extraordinary encounters that defy logic and perception. Each of these mysteries, in isolation, might inspire curiosity, but together they form a mosaic that evokes a profound sense of awe. They remind us that the world is an intricate tapestry, woven with threads both visible and invisible, tangible and imagined, each influencing the other in subtle, enduring ways. In reflecting on these mysteries, one senses the delicate interplay between knowledge and uncertainty. Human history is marked by moments of revelation, where insight illuminates the unknown, yet at the same time, the uncovering of one truth often reveals new layers of complexity, inviting further exploration. The more we learn, the more we recognize the vast expanse of what remains undiscovered. This realization is not discouraging. Rather, is a source of quiet inspiration. It reminds us that life's richness lies not solely in certainty, but in the act of seeking, the willingness to dwell in the questions, and the gentle embrace of wonder itself. The boundless unknown also invites reflection on the personal dimension of mystery. Each of us carries experiences, perceptions, and dreams that are uniquely our own, yet connected to the larger fabric of existence. Moments of intuition, insight, and imagination often mirror the extraordinary phenomena recorded in history, nature, and myth, linking our inner world with the outer universe. In this way, the unknown is not simply external. It is internal, a reflection of our own curiosity, creativity, and awareness. By engaging with mysteries, we explore both the world around us and the depths within ourselves, discovering new capacities for reflection, empathy, and imagination. There is also a quiet poetry in the unknown, a rhythm that unfolds gently when we allow ourselves to linger in contemplation. The ocean's silent depths, the cryptic markings of ancient civilizations, the fleeting light of unexplained celestial events, and the subtle anomalies of nature all speak in soft, persistent whispers. They invite us to slow down, to observe, and to listen, not with the urgency of resolution, but with the patience of wonder. This rhythm aligns perfectly with a meditative, reflective state cultivated by nighttime contemplation, where thoughts drift freely and curiosity can wander unhurried, unbounded by the demands of immediate understanding. Ultimately, reflecting on the boundless unknown teaches us that mystery is not a limitation but a gift. It nurtures imagination, cultivates humility, and encourages the gentle pursuit of knowledge without the expectation of finality. Each unanswered question, each enigmatic occurrence, and each extraordinary encounter becomes an opportunity for contemplation, a chance to marvel at the complexity of the universe, and a reminder of the richness of human experience. Mystery, in this sense, is both a mirror and a window, a mirror that reflects our own limitations and creativity, and a window that opens onto the infinite possibilities of existence. As we settle into this reflection, it becomes evident that the journey through the unknown is endless, yet profoundly fulfilling. The mysteries we have explored, from the silent oceans and enigmatic ancient civilizations to the extraordinary phenomena and persistent questions of human history, are threads in a tapestry without a defined edge. They invite us to continue seeking, imagining, and contemplating, not with the pressure of finding definitive answers, but with the quiet joy of engagement, observation, and wonder. In this engagement, the unknown becomes not something to fear or conquer, but a companion, a source of insight, inspiration, and profound serenity. In the soft light of reflection, one realizes that the unknown is as much a part of life as breath itself. It encourages patience, nurtures imagination, and fosters a deep connection to the rhythms of the world and the mysteries of existence. By embracing the unknown, we honor the richness of history, the subtleties of nature, and the extraordinary potential of human perception. It is a meditation on the beauty of not knowing, a gentle acknowledgement that some truths are meant to remain elusive, and that wonder itself is a form of understanding. And so, as we conclude this exploration, the boundless unknown remains both a question and an answer, a presence that stretches infinitely beyond comprehension, yet intimately within our consciousness. It is a reminder that life, history, nature, and human experience are interwoven with mysteries that elude finality, inviting us to listen, observe, and reflect. In this quiet space, one can rest, allowing the mind to wander gently, guided by curiosity and reverence, embracing the vast, mysterious, and ever-unfolding beauty of existence.